This video will cover questions number 71 to 76 in the State of California released CST questions. So I'm going to go right to it here. C is the correct answer because catalysts can lower the activation energy needed for the reaction to go. And so manganese dioxide is acting as a catalyst. A is a term I haven't heard before in chemistry. B, an inhibitor slows things down, so it's not going to speed up the reaction. And manganese dioxide is not part of this reaction. And because it has no part of this reaction, it makes Leshat useless. He can't react left or right because he can only react or make responses to changes that you make in the reaction mixture itself and nothing outside. Let's go to number 72. In 72, C is the correct answer. Here we are, let's shot again. Since you have no specific reaction given, you have to know that the reactants are always on the left side of the equation. So the forward reaction means from left to right, and reactants become products. So when reactants are up, that's the stress. Reactants down, that's what Leshat wants. Opposite of the reactant, no matter what it is what Leshat does. In other words, he moves to the side opposite of the reactant. And to shift right uses up a reactant. This will cause the rate of the forward reaction. This will increase, the rate of the forward reaction. A, B, and C, not possible for the same reasons that letter C is the correct answer. Okay, so let's move on. And in number 73, we have in pressure. You'll notice here that I've given you the left and right numbers of moles for each equation. So we have 1, 2 on the left because both of these have a coefficient of 1. And so they add up to 2. And there's 2 over here, each with no coefficient. So those also add up to 2. Here we have 1 on the left because AC is the reactant. And then 2 on the right because A and C each have a coefficient of 1. Now here we have 2 A's and 1 B. That makes 3 on the left. 1 C and 2 B's, which makes 3 on the right. And then A plus B, each being 1, is giving you AB, which is only 1. So we have 2 on the left and 1 on the right. So D is correct, and what's happening is pressure's up, that's the stress. Pressure down is what Leshat wants. He does shift to the side with fewer moles. Okay, so it's the fewer mole side is what he has to do, and which is a right shift in this case, because in letter D you see you have fewer moles on the right than on the left. Now A and C have the same number of moles on both sides, as you can see here, 2 and 2, 3 and 3. All right, and then Leshat is helpless, and he can't do any shifts at all, because no matter what he does, there's no side with more moles, so he can't do a thing. In letter D, it causes a right shift, and so that's no good. So that's going the opposite of what we want in the equation, or in the question. Let's move on to 74. Now in 74, I've added up for you again 4 plus 1, 4 for the HCl, 1 for the oxygen, gives you a total of 5 on the left. 0 for this guy. Why? Because L and S's, liquids and solids, are not part of any equilibrium. They don't affect the equilibrium. That's why we don't put them in the equilibrium expression. And of course we have heat on the right, so this guy's exothermic. And if this guy were minus, actually the more important thing is when this kilojoules is on the right, it's plus to be exothermic, it's minus to make it endothermic. So anyway, we want to get a right shift from Le Chat. And by the way, the reason I'm going through all of that is these are things that if you don't know, you need to remember. And so it's your job to try and get as much of this stuff in your head as soon as you can. CSTs are coming fast. Okay, so anyway, we want to get a right shift from Le Chat. That's the forward reaction. It means left to right. Just like it did in the last slide. Or the one before, I forget. But at any rate. So we need to see what each choice will do. B is correct. Why? Because we're putting the pressure up in B. Alright, we're increasing the pressure. And Le Chat wants to put it down. The side with fewer moles is the right side. So fewer moles, we're talking about pressure. And so we have to talk more moles, fewer moles. And that is going to be a right shift because we have 5 on the left and 4 on the right. So that's how he's going to shift to get fewer moles. Okay, and A is going to cause a left shift. Work that out in your mind. Or on paper, even better. So you're getting practice on that as well. Does nothing. C does nothing because water is a liquid and doesn't affect the equilibrium. We can add all the water we want. Won't change a thing. And D, the kilojoules is positive, so the reaction is exo. And with heat on the right, when we heat things up, Le Chat wants to go to a left shift. And that's how that little dude works. Alright, going on to 75. You want Le Chat to think, he needs to shift left. That's the whole point of this particular guide. Now, if you look at the ratio of left to right, you aren't going to change anything if there's a pressure situation. At any rate, when NO goes up, that's the stress. NO goes down, that's what Le Chat wants to do, and he wants to lower the concentration, so he has to shift opposite. And opposite of NO, since NO is on the right, opposite is going over this direction to use this guy up. And so shifting opposite is the one that if NO, opposite of the MO, opposite of, here, look, I can say this, of NO, which is on the left side of the equation is the way I should have stated that. Let's fix that. Okay, now that's reading much better. So, opposite of NO, okay, NO is here, so opposite is this left side of the equation. In letter A, removing carbon dioxide, that's on the right side, is going to make Le Chat want to move to that side to make more, okay? That's the wrong direction. Okay, and so I also added in, I didn't have it before, that it's a shift shift to the left up here. So removing the carbon dioxide will cause a right shift, and the pressure up leaves Le Chat helpless because we have equal number of moles on both sides, which is why I did this, to be able to show you that C is ruled out. And then D, when carbon dioxide goes down, if that's the stress, it'll cause a right shift. So that's not going to help us at all either. So that's how everything works. Sorry, I realized as I said this that I had this arrow wrong. Okay. Pumping CO gas, carbon monoxide gas in is increasing the CO and will cause a right shift because CO is on the left and Le Chat will go opposite. So at any rate, you can see all of the whys of all of the answers. And our last one, and let's get rid of these little guys, I don't need them anymore. And up here, D is the correct answer. Press is short for pressure, and so pressure's down, that's the stress. Pressure up is what Le Chat wants, and the side with more moles is how we get the right shift, okay, by going to the right. And again, I've put for you in this one, the moles on the left are only 1, and the moles on the right are 2. They add up to 2. And so, yeah, we want the side with more moles. Okay, more products. More products happens to be more moles as well. So basically, A is going to cause a shift to the left. Go through and try to figure out why that is. B will also cause a shift to the left, and C will cause a shift to the left. So we could just say that all 3 of those would cause left shifts. And so that's the way I rewrote it. So anyway, I hope this is all help for you. Talk to you next time.